Hey guys, in today's episode, 3 Musketeers and Bait have just been buffed and CRL West has been announced. All that and more in today's episode of Clash World. Hey guys, it's Ray here, and welcome back to another episode of Clash Worlds. In this weekly show, we take a look at the new and recent announcements from the Clash Royale team, the hottest topics from CRL Esports, as well as what's going on in the community. Then, we'll finish up the episode by breaking down the meta and featuring my off-meta deck of the week. If you're enjoying Clash Worlds, then please leave a like, subscribe, and hit that bell to get notified of every new video that comes out. Also, go check me out on Twitter. I'm pretty active on there now, so link to it will be in the description. And with that out of the way, let's get right into the first section, New in the Arena. New in the Arena is where we find out about what the Supercell team has been up to this past week. First things first, as you know, it's that time of the month again, Balance Change Week. This week, we've got a set of all buffs, and there are some pretty crazy changes. Now, I'm pretty sure you already know what these changes are, so I'll try and go over them pretty quickly. 3 Musketeers, elixir cost from 10 to 9, deploy time increased to 3 seconds, and added a 0.15 deploy time between Musketeers. Now, this is definitely a very interesting rework to say the least. Basically, these 3 Musketeers will take 3 seconds to fully spawn. To put that into perspective, that is literally almost as long as it takes for something such as an Expo to load up. Wow, Fireball will now pretty much be able to take out those 3 Musketeers when they are placed in the center. However, this is also a buff in a way. If the 3 Musketeers are placed behind the King's Tower, you will then also be able to build up a much larger push than you could ever before. Wall Breakers, range increased by 100%, damage nearby troops when attacking. Wall Breakers finally with a very interesting buff. This big range buff will definitely be a super big change, making it connect much easier. In addition, they will deal damage to surrounding troops if they connect to the tower. Now, in addition to that, they're also getting a 10% damage buff as well. This isn't noted anywhere in the balance notes, but will be happening tomorrow as well. Goblin Barrel, deploy time reduced to 1.1 second. Wow, a buff to bait cards. That is definitely very unexpected. This reduction will allow those goblins to deal a lot more damage to the tower a bit faster. So outcycling, your opponent's log while using a bait deck will just be that much more effective. So be careful. Princess, projectile speed increased by 33%. Oh my, another buff to bait. Supercell seems to really want to push bait back into the metagame after this round of balances. This small change just makes the Princess hit faster units a lot more easily, so it's a small buff that could definitely make a big effect, as the Princess is generally used to take out swarms, which do move really fast. Dark Prince, range increased by 20%, area damage radius increased by 25%. Oh boy, this seems like a pretty big buff as well, with not only a range buff as well as a splash area buff. This makes the Dark Prince a lot better against swarms, which, well, is kind of the point of the card. So again, solid change, I like it, but my only concern is that it will synergize too well with the Prince, who is already a super effective card in the current meta. Bomber, hit points plus 28%. And last but not least, the good old Bomber with, well, an interesting buff to say the least. As far as I know, the Bomber is already super popular in early arenas, but clearly the focus is on high ladder and tournament standard play. Now, I'm not sure how much this change will affect the Bomber, but clearly it will survive one more shot from quite a few more units. So we'll see tomorrow how big of a change this actually will have. Overall, I would rate these changes as mediocre as best. Not too sure if bait really needed that buff, but other than that, a majority of the balances I felt were pretty justified in their decisions. Now, the one criticism I do have is nerfs. There were no nerfs with this balances, especially with cards such as Baby Dragon, Lumberjack, Royal Giant, and Lightning being so prevalent. I'm actually quite surprised that they chose not to nerf any of them. So yeah, definitely really interesting choices of cards to balance. Let me know your thoughts on the balances in the comments section below. And also, we've gotten a few interesting changes that have happened to the trophy road and the ladder. First things first, when this season resets tomorrow, you will only lose 50% of your trophies like before. We previously stated that this would be 75%, but after checking our data, we realized that it would be better for players to just remain at a 50% trophy reset. In addition, once your trophies reset, you will be able to instantly collect every reward you qualify for above 4,000 trophies. So kind of like a season draft chest, but just a little bit less. In addition to that, they're also changing a few of the trophy rewards. I won't go over all of them, but I'll put it on screen right now, and you can just tell that they're trying to inject a few more rares and epic cards into the card economy, which I really do appreciate. Keep it up. Now that's going to do it for New in the Arena. It's time to check out the eSports Update. The eSports Update is a segment where we take a look at the new and rising pro players as well as recent eSports competitions. This week, the Clash Royale League West released a new YouTube video called Crack the Code. Let's take a quick look. Seems kind of confusing, right? Well, lucky you, people in the comment section can do all the work for us. So let's just do a little scrolly action down here, and aha! CRL West starts on the 29th of May, 2019. Alright, hopefully if that is right, that means that CRL West starts at the end of this month, which I am super excited about. More information on this will come later, so stay tuned. Now that we're caught up with the most recent esports news, let's check out the rising rumors. First things first, you want to know how to counter an expo? Well, this Reddit user has got a pretty good method. Let's take a look.
Got him!
Next up, Holocon on Reddit has made a huge Reddit post, getting statistics on the entire player base of Clash Royale. This information is definitely very interesting, so let's go ahead and take a look. How many players are out there? How many are active? Well, from the 300 million Clash Royale accounts that have been made, there are about 14 million active users at the moment in Clash Royale. And I mean, 14 million active users is actually really impressive. Just to put that in comparison, Steam peaks at about 15 million active users during their average week. In addition to that, there are still almost 3 million active clans in the game as well, so really glad to see that the community for Clash Royale is still absolutely thriving. Now, here's a graph of player distribution across arenas. As you can see, a majority of the player base is still in that 3,500 to 4,500 range, and there's actually so few players in that upper range of ladder, which is definitely a very interesting statistic to see. However, this chart is from before the trophy inflation from the April update, so the trophy range of the majority of the player base has probably shifted to about 4,000 to 5,000 trophies, if not higher. Now, I'm gonna be honest, this is one of the best posts that I have seen on the Reddit, and there's so much more that I did not go over in this post. So of course, link to it will be in the description. Now that we've covered the trending topics in the community, let's go ahead and break down the meta. Now of course, with balances coming into place tomorrow, there's no point in going over this week's meta. Instead, let's go ahead and make some predictions on what this new meta will be like. So first things first, Bait will make a comeback in the meta. I'm not sure if it'll return to, its former glory, but it definitely will become more popular with both the Goblin Barrel and the Princess buffed. Three Musketeers will probably also see a return, although it'll be a much more passive archetype than before, as they can build up a much bigger push when placed in the back, and it can't exactly be split more up front. Now, an increase in Three Musketeers usage might lead to a decrease in Royal Giant usage, as Three Musketeers used to be a very good counter to the deck. An increase in Three Musketeers also might lead to multi-spell decks, such as Giant Triple Spell, maybe even running a Giant combination with the Double Prince with that recently buffed Dark Prince. And hey, on the topic of that Dark Prince, wasn't Dark Prince also used in Three Musketeers deck at one point? Oh boy. So that's the current meta for you guys. Now let's check out the off-meta deck of the week. That's right, in each Clash Royale episode, we're going to be featuring one off-meta deck that works in the current meta. This week's deck was submitted by Adequacy, and it's a Giant Skeleton Balloon Witch deck with the Clone and the Freeze. Obviously, three of the cards, Giant Skeleton, Balloon, and Witch, all work super well with the Clone, especially if you bait out your opponent's NATO or Poison beforehand. Other than that, play this deck more like a control deck, making sure to defend a push and then counter pushing with everything that you have. So, without further ado, let's get right into a battle. Alright, so hopping into this match, looks like we're going to be against Toxic Player from the Clan Wolves CRB. Wonder if he's a toxic player. I guess we're going to find out, but he does start out with an emote. And okay, yeah, I guess he does wish us good luck, so good luck right back to him. And starting off this match, we do have a rather expensive hand. The cheapest card we can play is Clone, and that's not going to do anything. So yeah, we're just going to wait for him to make the first move and see exactly what he does. Alright, so here we go. The match is about to start. He goes with that Royal Ghost in the back at last. So we're just going to go ahead and mirror that placement with our wish this time. Those spawn skeletons will go ahead and take out that Royal Ghost. And yeah, he's going to go with a Baby Dragon as well. So Baby Dragon and Royal Ghost. Let's see, I'm thinking maybe some kind of P.E.K.K.A control deck, because, you know, P.E.K.K.A is oftentimes seen with that Baby Dragon, and it's also seen with that Royal Ghost as well. So that Giant Skeleton will go ahead and tank for that Baby Dragon. Try and yep, and there we go. There is that P.E.K.K.A right there. So let's actually go with the balloon opposite lane, because you know, he's gonna probably use something like an E-Wiz on it. That way he won't have anything for the bats. And no, it looks like it's not gonna happen. Really well countered. Let's actually go the Fireball, because we don't have any other way to reset that. And okay, we're actually gonna take quite a bit of damage right there. So yeah, not exactly the best start. We weren't exactly ready for that Ram Rider right there. I really didn't expect it, because Ram Rider has kind of seen a drop in usage over the past couple of weeks. So anyways here, so as we approach double elixir time right here, he's actually going to go with that Royal Ghost in the back. So let's go ahead and just follow up with that Barbell right there. And let's also just go ahead and go with the Giant Skeleton in the back. See exactly what he wants to play. He's going to go with the Bandit in the back as well. And then go ahead and follow up with that Baby Dragon. So all that stuff's going to feed right into that Giant Skeleton. So I am perfectly fine with that. And let's see here, he's gonna go with a poison as well. Unfortunately, let's just go with some bats right there to take out that Baby Dragon. This version, okay, it's running Snowball, so he just used quite a few air counters actually. So here, let's go with a Fireball into that Ram Rider right there. And there's that E-Wiz right there. So let's go ahead and freeze right there. And let's see, can we get the balloon to the tower? Come on. And there we go, one connection shot onto the tower. And here, let's get a Witch in the back, just trying to get to spawn those skeletons to distract all of this stuff right there. So here, let's go with the Barbell bats onto all of that stuff. And as you can see, we're going to go ahead and actually defend that push really effectively. And we've also caught up on damage thanks to that one balloon connection. That's the thing I love so much about balloon decks. Oftentimes, one connection is all you need for that win. So anyways here, Fireball in the back to stop that charge from the Ram Rider, and that Witch is unfortunately not going to be able to stop that Ram Rider in time. So this is probably going to be it, guys. We're going to go all into a push right here. Let's go with the Barbell right there, and let's see here. Let's go with bats right there, and let's also just follow up with a second Giant Skeleton. That first Giant Skeleton bomb will blow everything up, and here, let's just go with the Fireball again onto that Ram Rider. That's the only way we have to reset it. I mean, we do have freeze, but I don't really want to do that. And that Ram Rider, oh my god, just barely is not going to connect onto the tower. So here, let's go with the Barbell right there to take out that E-Wiz. And all of his air counters are actually out of hand. So let's actually go with a balloon right there. Let's follow up with some bats. Let's get ready for a clone spell or a freeze spell right there. But he's not going to play anything. Has he given up? Oh my god, I think he's given up. That's going to be a massive connection. And that tower just gets completely vaporized thanks to that clone spell. So GG right there, showing you guys how effective and fun this deck can be. So there we go, guys. That was the off-meta deck of the week. Definitely really fun deck to play, and definitely recommend you guys give it a shot. If you want to submit your own deck to be featured, feel free to leave it in the comment section below. But unfortunately, guys, that's all I've got time for in today's episode. If you enjoyed, please leave a like down below, as well as a subscription to my channel. And as always, this is Legendaray, and I'm signing off. See you guys next time.